Hey guys, it's Digitize Pro, back with another GCSE Computer Science video, and today I'm going to be going over a couple of the data types. One of the most common data types is called an integer, and that deals with whole numbers. Not decimal numbers, that's a different data type. Whole numbers. They can be positive whole numbers, like 1, 2, or 3, or negative whole numbers, like -1, -2, and -3. There's also the data type date and time, which surprisingly is used to store dates and time. But you've got to be careful because they can appear different in different countries. So if it's 11/06/2012, that means 6th of November 2012 in the USA. But if it's 11/06/2012 in the UK, here, yay, UK, that will mean the 11th of June 2012 in the UK. So you just got to be careful about that. And now, floating point numbers. This is what I'm talking about, the data type that uses decimals. So computers, as well as integers, need to be able to represent real numbers, so ones with decimals. And a floating point number, the data type floating point, there's no set number of digits either side of the decimal point. The decimal point can float, hence the name floating point numbers. So examples of those could be 4.1 or -13.86. And now for the data type string. So as well as numbers, computers have to represent text in some sort of way within the program, so that's when the data type string comes in. It's used for when you want to use a string of text, but it can also include spaces, characters, and numbers. So you can have just this plain word like sandwiches, and you can also have I ate 3 sandwiches, because it's a string of text. But if you just want to use a number, don't use a string, use an integer, because that is what they are for. And now Boolean, slightly more complicated one, but the Boolean data type represents values that are true or false, or like yes and no. So often the primitive data type of Boolean is logical, so it might be called that or Boolean, depends on what language you are using. So Boolean logic is a type of mathematical comparison, and it's used to evaluate true and false. So you've got and means it's true if, and only if, both sides are true. Or means true if either side is true, or both are true. And not changes true to false, and false to true. An example of Boolean logic is, for example, if you say if true and true, then print happy, yay. And it will only print that if each side is true, because it said and. But if it said or, then it could be either side or both. So I hope you now understand different data types. If you have any questions regarding any of these data types, or any more data types that you come across in your language and you don't know what they're about, feel free to shove them down below and I'll try to respond to them as soon as I can. But for now, thank you for watching, and it's Digitize Pro out. Don't forget to use those floating point numbers.